Hey, Domestic Dawn here, live from the garage, the dungeon as usual. Um, it'll be kind of an episode of dining with Domestic Dawn a little bit. I'm making some Brussels sprouts. So while I'm prepping this, we're gonna have some pork chops later. I know all the Jewish people out there don't like pork chops or can't eat pork. But I think pork's good. It's the other white meat, um, and we like it. We think it's flavorful. So maybe I'll kind of show you guys how I make those and get into that mindset here. But the first part is the Brussels sprouts. This takes the longest. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad loved Brussels sprouts. I didn't. They always smelled like feet. Because I think the way my mom cooked them, and back then, females were the cooks. So that was kind of more of the gender inequality that happened in the 80s. Um, but she would steam them, I think. And my dad's kind of a picky eater, and still is at 80 years old. But she would steam them, and the house would smell like feet. And it never like really tasted good to me for whatever reason. But then as I got older, of course, your taste buds change. You get a little bit more progressive. I like to use that word a lot. But your palate changes. You get more, not eccentric, but more diverse, possibly, with your palate. Hopefully I washed my hands. I don't know. I went fishing this morning. I'll talk about that later on. But is there any whiter food than fucking Brussels sprouts? Um, Seems kind of more southern, possibly, because it's like cabbagey. You have to always, get the leaves, make sure there's no brown, big brown spots or rot on the leaves, and you cut the stems off. And look at this knife I'm using today. It's not the little shit knife I used last time when I was, I can't remember what I was cutting last time. But this is a fucking man's knife here. So I'm just going to cut these up. I usually get the stalk off, then cut them in half. And then I'm going to use some balsamic vinegar and some olive oil, or we have avocado oil because we're that fucking pretentious. But I think I'm using the rest of our olive oil today. And some salt, pepper, garlic powder. You can add lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. Can't be the shit lemon juice they used to buy. Do they still sell those? I remember in the 80s, you can go to the store and buy one of those plastic lemon kind of squirt bottles. I think they still have those, don't they? I just haven't seen them in a while. These are some fucking monster Brussels sprouts too. So I'm gonna bake these in the oven, probably around at 425. And I can never get it perfect. I think you need almost like when I make my own pizza, which I need to get a pizza stone yet again, and you gotta watch out for the dirt and shit in here. Um, you need to cook at really high heat with Brussels sprouts, it seems like. And like a wood fire stove would be fantastic to have for these, because when you go to like a kind of more of an eclectic, did I use that word already? An adult pizza place, more instead of just like fucking Domino's and Pizza Hut with fucking Ragu and and fucking Monterey Jack cheese. But when you go to like a better pizza place, you can get wood fired Brussels sprouts, and they're delicious. I just can't get them to that consistency, to that taste. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're doing. It's got to be the high heat. So let's keep cutting these up here. Um, but what'd you guys do this weekend? How was your weekend? Mine was jam packed as always. 4th of July was okay. We stayed here at the house, of course. The neighbors next door had a party, which is always fun. And my wife's gonna get mad at me for probably talking about this, and I'll try to talk lower so she can't hear me, and then the neighbors can't hear me. But the neighbors were having kind of a douchey party, and if we are all trying to social distance and get over this fucking goddamn parameters and regulations and rules and laws from the COVID, it's probably a good idea to not have a party at your residence, but obviously this young couple who lives next to us doesn't really care, and it's not their fault. They have no kids. They're probably in their late 20s, early 30s, and they somehow bought a house, which I don't think they really can afford, and we can't. So I'm just assuming what they do. Um, it's not a bad thing they had a party, but it was kind of a, like I said, douchebaggy party. I've never heard the word bro said so much in my life. I've just never heard it. Bro! Bro! Where's my White Claw? Bro! You just pounded my White Claw! And that was early in the afternoon, which I can kind of tolerate. But then once I started trying to grill the burgers that I bought with my hard-earned COVID checks and the money that I'm still barely getting by with my ex-teaching career, I don't need to hear the word bro that much. It just doesn't have to happen. And why do you have to say that word so fucking much? All the time. And they were annoying. Their TikTok music was highly annoying. And then, of course, what I always do in these situations is stay calm. And then I blast my own music, as much as I possibly can, towards them. Because they're doing the same to me. So why not do the same to them? And I had the Misfits going on. I had Bad Religion, Descendants. I just had my playlist going on. Every once in a while I would get like Pantera or Municipal Waste, which is a fun band to listen to if you ever want to Google them. They're a fun band to listen to. But, I was just saying, fuck it. You're doing this shit, I'm doing this shit. In our houses, this is why I just need, at some point in my life, I need a ranch in the middle of fucking nowhere. Not even a ranch, just a cabin. A fucking tiny house. It doesn't matter. Just with nobody around, within maybe, I'd say, good half mile would be like the perfect radius for me. If it's 4 miles, even better. If it's 20 miles, I wouldn't mind. But I need distance between me and other people. And in this neighborhood, we're fence to fence. We share the same fence. We see their plants growing over our fence. Our plants grow over their fence. So we have to deal with that shit here and there. But then when you have a party, your music also carries. So it's like you're fucking playing your shit. I'm playing my. I'm a juvenile. I'm a fucking child. And of course, who gets mad at me? My wife gets mad at me for doing the same shit. You shouldn't do that, Josh. I'm like, I'm just playing my music. I'm out here grilling. It's 4th of July. I bought fucking. Did I buy American beer that day? I can't remember. Right now I'm drinking Ducati. You can't see it. But like 4th of July, Cinco de Mayo, they're all one and the same. It doesn't matter. So I put it in the Yeti here. And that's another sponsor. Yeti. These fucking things rule. But they're kind of a problem too. They keep things, especially, that's great, that's a little koozie. But the Yeti tumbler that I have for tea and coffee, it keeps shit hot for way too long. It's like 6 hours later, I still can't drink the shit. So anybody at Yeti who wants to sponsor me, let me know, and I can help you out with the process. Olive oil, I'll just dash some of that on there. I don't know, what, teaspoon, tablespoon? What's the difference? Doesn't matter. You just want to get it nice and oiled up for the oven, so it doesn't stick to the pan, to the sheet. But yeah, the party was going. It was all right. That we're listening to, and of course I get annoyed right away with any noise. But then at like around I think 10 o'clock, they let off a fucking cannon. So along with the bro, White Claw, Black Cherry White Claw, which I drank one on 4th of July because I'm a fucking douchebag too. But after all that shit, they let off a fucking cannon, an absolute cannon, right next door to us. Boom! My dog's freaking out. I'm sure other neighbors, of course, heard it right behind them, right across the street. I heard people the next day talking about it. Oh, did you hear that guy's party last night? The people's party. And so what do? I'm sitting in the garage, just minding my own on 4th of July, trying to have a good, solid American holiday. And then I go out there and be like, what the fuck, man? And then I yell at them over the fence. And to be fair, it wasn't the neighbors, I don't think, proper, that actually live there that did the fireworks, but it was the dipshits that they invited to their house. That's not a good lemon. That's a fucking rotten lemon. Jesus. Alright, I'll cut some off. You could always use zest. You could zest the lemon. You know, you use the end of your knife or the ridge of your knife to get some zest. But I'm looking for some lemon juice. This lemon is rotten. But it's the people you kind of also invite to your party, isn't it? That you should be aware of. And there's been no response really in terms of any remorse for it, which I don't think they need to have any remorse for having a party. It's fine, kind of. And it makes sense that they would have a party. But then again, it's like, why? Why are you doing a party now? Just suck it up. You got nothing to party for. You're fucking single. You don't have kids. Kudos to you. But it doesn't mean you have to fuck up the rest of our goddamn night. And if anybody else, which I've heard on Twitter and just the internet in general, that 4th of July everywhere is just like fucking pounding fireworks. And then now people are like, well, it's America. It's Californians going against the rules and regulations. No, it's not. They've always done this. There's always been cunts in the world that just fucking let off fireworks for no fucking reason other than they can watch it and have fun. And yeah, did I go outside around 9:30, 10 o'clock to watch just fireworks popping in the distance of a neighborhood firework? Yeah, I did. And going on, it's fine. It's fine up until a certain point. But once you're starting to do it until like 4, 5 in the fucking morning, just last night, yet again, I wake up at 3:30 in the morning. Someone's setting off fucking fireworks at 3:30 in the fucking morning. So what is going on with this? It's. I know you're pent up. Jack off. Fucking finger yourself. Stick a yam up your dick. Do something else. You don't have to let that shit off all the time in the fucking middle of the goddamn night. And it's human. It's just mentality. That's all it is. It's human selfishness, human just dickheadedness, honestly. And I don't get it. So now I got the oil in here. I'm gonna put some salt. Got the salt in there. Alright, some pepper. Look at my fucking high-class Target. Fucking salt and pepper shakers that I wouldn't buy, but you know, of course I'm married, so she likes shit that looks good, but it's made in fucking Honduras. No offense against Honduran people, but it's probably not high quality, and they're getting paid like $0.25 a day. Garlic salt. Do the sprinkle. Alright. Do that a little bit more. Where's the fucking... Oh, there it is. And then what the denouement, the denouement, fin at the end of a fucking French film, we got the balsamic vinegar. And I'm gonna... Oh, I should have brought a lid out, because I could fucking do the fucking shake and bake with the plasticware here. But I'm just gonna do a couple splashes of the balsamic. That gives a little, acidity. Is that the right word? Gives a little bit of acidity to the sprouts. And in a minute, I'm gonna. Ooh, that smells good. It smells nice. Yeah, it does. It's acidic. I wonder what a shot of balsamic vinegar would taste like. Probably not good. Ooh. Ooh, I don't recommend that. Don't get your fucking big Jew nose too close to that shit. Alright, so I'm done with the Brussels sprouts. Let's get to the actual content here. See what time it is. We got some time before the fucking pork chops. Alright. Oh, we went kayaking this morning. And does anything get whiter, I used that earlier too, than Brussels sprouts? But how about whiter than fucking kayaking? I don't think I've ever seen a person of color on a kayak. I'm sure they are. That's not being racist or biased, is it? It probably is. But I'm drinking Tecate. Give me a break. I'm drinking Tecate and going to eat something that's from Belgium because they're Brussels sprouts. And if you don't know, Brussels is in Belgium. It's the capital. It's where my father was born, and he's a Jew. And so now I'm getting the best of both worlds, right? I'm like Louis C.K. I'm the Jewish Mexican with the Tecate and the Brussels sprouts. But kayaking and just water sports in general, not a lot of color out there. And is that I don't know why. Is it because is it we're able to as white folk to get like more exposure to kayaking for what I don't know. I mean, I've always liked kayaking. It's always I mean not always. I didn't get my first kayak until I was 20, probably shit 26, 27 years old when I had our first kid. But it's always been like a cool thing to see. You just don't see a lot of not a lot of color. A lot of whiteys out there with fucking getting their neck tans and their spandex tans on their thighs. So, but we did that. We went. There's a lake not too far from our house, 10 minutes away, and we were able to kayak out there. We were catching fish, little tiny, tiny, tiny bluegill. So we're not. I'm not the best sports fisherman in the world, but my daughter put some bread on a hook, little tiny, tiny hook, little treble hook, or not treble, a little fucking hook. What the fuck's it called? A regular hook, non-barbed hook, and crescent hook. Or is that a city? Is that where Stephen King writes his shit? Crystal Hook, or is that where Jason, fucking Jason with the hockey mask? Is that where he lives? Crystal Lake. Um, but we caught some little tiny small sunfish and bluegill, and it's just exciting to see my daughter catch some fish, and it's fun. But of course, my children don't want to touch the fish to get them off the hook. I have to do all the fucking work. And if my 14-year-old son, I'm trying to get him more involved with knowing how to do things. So I waited until he woke up this morning to put the kayaks on top of the car and the little fucking J cradle hooks or whatever you call them on the top of the Subaru, my lesbian car, and just getting the kayaks on, teaching them how to strap them down, how to tie off the straps, and then get them in the water. I think it's a good, nice thing to teach your son. And my daughter was out there, and she wants to learn right now. She's 7. So when she's out there with me, Daddy, teach me this. I'm like, well, you're definitely not strong enough to put the kayak on top of the car yet. And my son is not really either. So once I hoist it up there, she's interested in trying to like get it on there and how to secure it. So maybe she will be my little sports guru that I can go to. But we did that. Went fishing. Had a nice day at the lake. Couple hours, 2.5 hours. Had some snacks. And yeah, just had a good, fun family post 4th of July day. And it wasn't a terrible thing. I was a little hungover like usual. So when I went kayaking with my daughter, and she's great because she wanted to go in her own kayak, and she's like I said, 7 years old. The paddle is fucking 4 times her size, but she's paddling. She's trying, and she said, "Daddy, I saw you do it. I saw how you back paddled. I saw how you turned around and spun around." So she's trying. She's doing really good, and I'm proud of her. And I opened a beer on the lake. I'm like, this is what life should be. This should beautiful day, not too hot, probably 75, 76 degrees when we're out there, clear, which I don't mind a little haze and fog and cloud cover, but it wasn't a hot day today, and it was nice just to float around this lake and look over at my little daughter with her sun hat on, her life jacket, and her little fucking rainbow bikini, or bathing suit, not bikini. That's fucking creepy. If you have a daughter who has a 2-piece bikini and she's under 80 years old, it's a little creepy. But my daughter's in her 1-piece suit, and it's just cute. It's cute to fucking go out there. She's got a little sandals on, and you can just tell she's really, really trying and figuring it out how to paddle. And my son's good. He's fine. But he's 14. He doesn't get the cute card anymore. The cute card for him is kind of gone, right? No offense, but it is. It's gone. So that was our morning. Yesterday was just kind of a wasted day, which is fine because I think we do too much shit in this fucking family. We just do too much. Sometimes we're always moving. Sometimes. All the time we're always moving. When are we doing this? When's the next walk? I can't remember the last time we just laid around all day. Yesterday was the closest to that, But like from the 4th of July antics, from the cunty neighbors to the fucking firecracker, fucking new age Antifa shit going on, just people are just blasting shit at any moment of the day, middle of the fucking night, dog day afternoons. I don't know, whatever that means. But that I didn't get much sleep, and neither did my wife. And my pretentious notebook says so. Because I had to wake up a few times and just I can't sleep. It's too fucking loud. Even though it wasn't that loud, it was just more like the on the anxious curve. And if anybody has anxiety, panic attacks, things like that, which unfortunately I do, you know what I'm talking about. You're always on edge. You're always waiting for the next noise to happen because you just don't know when it's going to happen. And that just keeps you up. It keeps me up. So I was just waiting for the next fucking firecracker to pop off. I was waiting for the next fucking idiot to do a goddamn burnout again. That's starting to happen in this neighborhood. Not close, luckily, but I've heard it the last couple of nights. These fucking burnouts. These people who are just doing their, or what do they call them again? I can't remember what the physical name is, or the correct name. It's a fucking Fast and Furious shit. Just doing fucking circles in an intersection with your stupid ass fucking Honda Civics. That's starting to happen again. I'm like, oh my god. Where are we? What are we doing? Is this the fucking place I want to live? No. Not at all. I would love just to hear Silence of the Lambs out there. Hello, Clarice. I would love to hear the fucking crying of the lambs that Jodie Foster so eloquently talked about. Fucking microphone. Hold on. My audio just went down. Alright. So eloquently talked about in the Silence of the Lambs, the great movie, right? She heard him crying, and she went and saved a lamb. Isn't that the fucking story she eventually tells Hannibal Lecter? And I'm like the Hannibal Lecter of 4th of July. I just fucking, I don't care anymore. I don't want to eat people. Fava beans I've never had. Chianti's probably okay. But, you know, I was drinking fucking IPA. I don't know what I was drinking. Oh, I was drinking, oh shit, I'll show you what I was drinking in a little bit. Oh, I'll show you now. Why not? Show you now, tell you now. I think I have one more left. Ugh. I was drinking this on 4th of July. Brew Free or Die. Bloody Orange IPA from 21st Amendment. So if they want to sponsor me, they're right in the heart of San Francisco, right going towards, right past the, I think the Bay Bridge. Not the Golden Gate, but right past the Bay Bridge. They used to be, anyways. But I was drinking that on 4th of July, and some other things, some other libations, of course. But that was a good one. So I just got angry. Just an angry, old, grizzled fucking goat. That's what I am. I'm just an old, grizzled goat. And I've been like that for a long time. And I don't think it's getting any better. I'm definitely devolving. I'm not evolving. And the way to devolve is to get angry at everything. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting angry at most things. But it's not a good way to be married. It's not a good way to associate with the other person who is sharing your life. And of course, she's trying to evolve, which is great on her. And I really appreciate that. I don't know how to do it. I really don't know how to do it. So once I devolve, she'll probably go to this fucking upper echelon evolution of guru, yoga, mindfulness, all this other crap. And I'm just going to be this fucking guy throwing rocks at squirrels that are fucking running up my tree in my front yard. That's going to be me. I'm going to be Clint Eastwood in Gran Turismo, which I've probably mentioned many times before, with a shotgun on my lap, just waiting for one of those fucking Fast and Furious cunts to fucking do a goddamn burnout in the neighborhood so I could just run out there. And I've had this in my mind. I've had this sort of vision many, many times. And it's something that gives me hope and it gives me happiness to just go out there with a shotgun and not shoot anybody, but just like point it at a car that is doing that. And just to scare them. Because I know whoever's in there is someone who's struggling to grow a mustache, cannot get a full beard or goatee, and they just have a car that they feel like they can just do fucking donuts in the middle of a neighborhood at 3 a.m. And they go fucking stick a bottle rocket up their asshole and shoot it off and laugh and be like, ha ha ha, we just started the next fucking fire that we have to evacuate from. You fucking idiots. And it's all being young. And now this is all me being old. Which I'm okay. I'm okay being an asshole. That is gonna be my life now, I think. It's always kind of has been. But I think it's going to be for the next, hopefully, if, what am I, 41? If I can live till 80, 85, fuck it, let's go to 90. If I live another 30 to 40 years, 45 years, if I can do that and just be this constant dick, this constant asshole, just this person who hates most things, I would be okay with that. Because I think it's kind of fun. And I think it's what old people have the ability to do. Because you've lived enough and you get the credit. You have the not fortitude, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? But you're able just to get mad and angry without having repercussions. Why can't we get oh, excuse me. Jesus. That came out of nowhere. I probably got COVID from touching the fucking bluegill earlier. Why can't we have no repercussions earlier? Why does it have to go to a certain age? So I look like a dick. To my wife, to my kids. Well, I don't do it in front of them. But I do it in front of my wife, definitely. But I try not to do it as much in front of my children. But I do. But when do we get that right? Why can't it be earlier? Why can't it be like 35? Why does it have to be like 75? He's just an old fucking cranky asshole. Why can't we have that earlier? Because we need that. That's what we need. We need life to be crankier sometimes. I'm tired of the fucking everybody trying to be calm and righteous, healthy. Oh, look at my workout regimen. What did you do today? I'm like, fuck off. I don't give a shit. I ate fucking Taco Bell and fucking fucking brown liquid out of my anus for 20 minutes. What do you mean? What did I? I don't give a shit about your stuff. Go drink your fucking kale broccoli smoothies. I have those too. Don't judge me though when I don't. And if I'm drinking a fucking Tecate in my garage and squirting lemon on Brussels sprouts, just let me do that. Alright? And I'm gonna go make some fucking pork chops right now. I'm gonna fucking season those bitches up. And I'm eating pork, yes. Non-kosher. I understand that. Can't get buried in a fucking Jewish cemetery. Can't go to a synagogue anymore. I have tattoos as well. I'm fucked. I'm fucked as a Jewish person. But don't judge me. That's it. Why does everybody have to judge all the time? I caught fish today. I released them. I hugged my daughter. I told her I loved her. I hugged my son. Told him he's a dipshit. I didn't say much to my wife. Because she's still mad at me, I think, from 4th of July. So, and that's the way it is. So Kid Rock probably has it right. You know, rock on, 4th of July. Ted Nugent probably has it right. I'm sure they fucking shot some endangered antelope. Alright? Yes? Alright, see that right there? That's why I need a fucking studio. Hear the door open. See a fucking eyeball coming around the corner. I can't, there's no way I can do this shit anymore in this fucking garage. And if I was positive last time, I think I'm being a little negative this time. But that's okay. I think negativity is going to get us through this. I don't think positivity works. I don't think it's a good thing. I think negativity runs the world. And if I could just hold on to that in my heart of hearts, which I think I have a pretty golden heart, that we can just get through life. And my wife just needed the oil, so she came in, she stopped my podcast. I'll see if I can edit it. Probably won't be able to. But now the pork chops need to get in, because we're on schedule, people. This is what you don't know about when you have a family. Like our neighbors next door don't know. You have a schedule. And women have a schedule. They're fucking masters at scheduling. They have a time when they do shit. They have a time when they don't. And they have a time when they make you do everything. And is that misogynistic? Maybe. Is that gender biased? Probably. Is that being a dickhead? Sure. But remember what I just said. I'm not doing the nice stuff anymore. That's it. Nice guys fucking finish last, don't they? Who drink Tecate midday, mid-afternoon, fuck it, late afternoon. It's almost 5. What is it, 4:30? It's good enough. In your fucking Yeti koozie. You pretentious cocksucker. Yeah, so it's okay. It's okay to be a little bit of a negative Nancy. Alright? So, that's the Monday edition, I guess. And maybe I'll hit you guys up yet again in a couple of days once the fucking 4th of July vibes have ended. Hopefully no more fireworks, even though I think it's a new thing now just to have fucking fireworks year round. And also the fucking burnout fucks with their goddamn Toyota Corollas, who they think they're Vin Diesel, or I can't remember, I don't know who else is in that movie. Fast and Furious, never seen one, which I'm fucking better than you because I've never seen one. I'm so much better than you. If you've never seen a Fast and the Furious, I could probably relate to you. If you're an alcoholic, I can relate to you. If you're a recovering alcoholic or drug addict, I can relate to you. But if you've never had a beer in your life and you watched Fast and the Furious, no, you're not going to be in my will. You are not on my will, in my will, because I will not talk to you. Alright, so I will discuss more things next time. Go fishing, kayaking, be white. I don't know what that means. Don't be white. I don't know. Be a man, be a woman, be an it. Be a fucking squirrel baby. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. But eat Brussels sprouts, because that's what I'm going to do. And they're going to taste kind of good, but not as good as a restaurant, because I don't have a fucking wood fire stove. So eat Brussels sprouts, have pork chops, have fucking lentil beans, have some Chianti. Alright, talk to you guys later.